Good evening, everyone. I would like to call our regular board meeting to order at 7:31. We are located in the Village Chambers, 2350 South 25th Avenue. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham.
Here.
Trustee Chamalavi. Absent. Trustee Senior.
Here.
Mayor Thompson.
Here.
Trustee Shelby.
Here.
Trustee Armour.
Here.
Trustee Miller.
Here.
And Mayor, we have a quorum. You know what? Before we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, can we have a motion to allow Trustee Abraham to participate electronically due to illness?
Motion to approve. I second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Shelby, to allow Trustee Abraham to participate electronically. I'll take a roll call. Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave is absent. Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustee Armour.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
And that carries 5-0. Thank you all. Can we now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you all. Last meeting, the Board of Trustees passed a civility pledge that the mayor asked that we read each meeting here on out. So I'm going to read the Pledge of Civility at this time. In the interest of civility, I pledge to promote civility by listening, being respectful of others, acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community, and understanding that we each may have different ideas for achieving that objective. And just so everyone knows, the mayor, myself, and all of the board signed this, and it is a part of our record. Can we all please have a moment of silence? Thank you. Item 2 is public comment. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. When you come to speak at the mic at the podium. Mayor?
Thank you. Ms. Hogan?
My name is Armintha Hogan. I live at 2226 South 20th Avenue in Broadview, of course. And my concern, which has been addressed, I'm sure, before, but is the foxes that we have that are circulating in our area. We have a lot of elderly people. We have people like walk around. And if we have these wild animals circulating, people are frightened by them. They can be a danger. And I think that there needs to be some information given to the community in the event that they come across one or they see what they need to do or what can be done. Because and that's my issue and my comment, concern.
Okay. Thank you for your comment. Mr. Clerk?
Okay, that completes public comments for the evening. Next, item 3, communications. I have quite a few. First, Move with the Mayor. Bike riding and hula hoop fit and fly event. This is going to be held Saturday, May 27th at the Village of Broadview Municipal Lot right here outside of the chambers at 10 a.m. There will be bike registration, and the event will happen at that point from noon to 1:30 p.m. We will ride at 11 a.m. for 1 hour, weather permitting. Next is the 2023 Summer Youth Work Program. Applications are available Friday, May 12th, and you would submit that application right here to Village Hall, 2350 South 25th Avenue. You must be a Broadview resident, and you must be between the ages of 14 and 16 years old. To be considered, you must return the completed application along with the following items: a copy of your birth certificate, signed Social Security card, a current water bill to prove your residency, along with your parents or legal guardian's name on the bill. And lastly, a work permit must be completed and signed by an authorized school official. Next, Broadview Spring Cleaning. As many of you have heard, our regular spring cleaning that happens the second week in May was postponed because we have a new waste hauler, SBC. We want to welcome them to the village of Broadview, and they're going to be handling the spring cleaning on June 24th, 2023. And quickly, non-acceptable items will include paint and paint thinner, ammunition, bricks, hazardous and medical waste, car batteries, explosives, tires, construction material, and landscape timbers. Next, Safety Saturday. Join the Broadview Police Department on May 20th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon. A presentation focusing on scams targeting senior citizens will be given. And that'll be right here at Village Hall, 2350 South 25th Avenue. Please join the conversation. Next, Broadview Freedom School Community Town Hall Meeting. This will be happening at the Lindop School, located at 2400 South 18th Avenue in Broadview, May 16th, 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. For more information, contact Lindop School. And you're invited to the Broadview Public Library's grand reopening, Saturday, May 20th, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Your library has been refreshed with a new website, extended hours, and a fully renovated building. Come join us. And again, just talking about the SBC SBC Waste Solutions, starting Monday, May 22nd, that's next Monday, Waste Solutions will be delivering the new trash and recycling carts to your homes. Additionally, Group will initiate the removal of the old carts during the week of May 29th, which is the following week. We kindly request that you leave your Group carts at the curb and avoid bringing them back into your garage or home. Group will be collecting and completing the removal of their carts from May 29th through June 3rd. If you have any other questions, please contact SBC Waste Solutions at 312-522-1115. That completes our communications for the evening. Next is item 4, consideration to approve the following minutes. Minutes from the May 1st, 2023 regular board meeting. And trustees, before I ask for a motion to approve these.
Mr. Clerk, before you ask for a motion, I'm gonna ask the trustees to table it
Okay.
because there's still some corrections that need to be made. So I
Okay.
need a motion and a second to table the minutes to the next board meeting.
Make a motion that we delay the approval of the May 1st minutes until the next board meeting. Nice second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Armour and seconded by trustee Shelby to table the minutes until the next board meeting. I'll take a roll call. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave, absent. Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustee Armour?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And these minutes are tabled 5-0. Thank you. Next item. Item 5, consideration to approve expenditures. Grand total of all funds, $142,146.31 for the period of May 11, 2023.
Motion to approve. Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Armour, seconded by trustee Senior. Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Trustee Shelby, the finance chairwoman, will you please read the warrant list?
Yes, Mayor. Okay, the warrant list of May the 11th, 2023, the vendors are Air One Equipment Incorporated, $6,829.16. L. Warren Oil Company Incorporated, $22,741.06. Bound Tree Medical LLC, $3,106.06. David Ormsby Incorporated, $6,000. Delgado Law Group LLC, $11,407.50. Eco Clean Maintenance Incorporated, $2,504. Flow MSP Incorporated, $6,000. Joseph L. Ponsetto, $4,290. Mavis Division 20, $7,000. Motorola Solutions Incorporated, $2,628.86. Norcom Public Safety Communication Incorporated, $6,048. Specialty Unlimited, $3,998. ST Transport, $5,550. And Valor System Incorporated, $31,248. And the total of expenditures over $2,500 came to $119,350.64, which is 84% of our total expenditures in the amount of $142,146.31. We had an electronic payment, and the vendor was Chase Credit Card. The payments reflecting as of March the 25th, 2023, and the total amount of $11,284.17. The following funds were affected by these expenditures are, where is it? Just, sorry. Okay, we have the general fund in the amount of $690.89. We had the capital project funds in the amount of $487.50. The water and sewage fund in the amount of $2,967.92. Again, for a grand total of $142,146.31. Madam Mayor, that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Trustee Shelby. Trustee Abraham, do you have any questions or comments about the warrant list?
No question.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave is absent. Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
No.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Roll call, Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave is absent. Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustee Armour.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
And the bills are paid 5-0. Thank you all. Next, item 6, presentation. We have none. Item 7, village officer reports. These reports are given at each second meeting of the month, starting with our building department. Commissioner David Upshaw.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, and those in attendance.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The Building Department report for April 2023 is on file in the mayor's and the clerk's office. Some of the highlights are as follows. The View, which is located at 1701 Roosevelt Road, they have scheduled their final inspections. They will take place this week. I anticipate giving them a certificate of occupancy and receiving their business license application for the next board meeting. The Red Door, which is located at 1519 through 21 Roosevelt Road, they have received their certificate of occupancy, and I'm awaiting their business license. And lastly, 2412 South 9th Avenue. This has been a concern for residents in the community, I would probably say for the last 10 years, but that building, as of last Friday, has been demoed. And it is now a vacant lot, and I'll be meeting with Trustee Chalmalave for public property to discuss future options on that property. That concludes my report at this time. I'll entertain any questions that the board may have.
Thank you, Commissioner Upshaw. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments for Commissioner Upshaw?
None.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to say I missed getting your year-to-year, month-to-month comparison this time. I didn't see that.
That's your comment?
That is?
Thank you, Trustee Miller.
No questions.
Thank you, Commissioner Upshaw.
You're welcome. Thank you. Next, we'll have the Finance Department. Finance Director Tom Hood.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Madam Mayor, trustees. The finance report is on file. Just wanted to touch a few highlights here. We've talked about this many times through the budget process. We had an outstanding year in revenues. Want to throw out a shout out to the fire department, the building department, and the state of Illinois for producing much, much more revenue this year than we ever expected. On the expense side, if you look at the last page of the report, we came about 4.2% under budget. So we brought in more money than we expected, and we spent less than we planned, which leads to a very good year. Any questions?
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions for Director Hood?
No, none.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
No questions.
Trustee Miller?
No.
Thank you, Director Hood.
Thank you. Next, we'll have the Fire Department Acting Chief, Matt Martin.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, everyone in attendance.
Good evening.
Fire Department report is on file with the Clerk's Office and the Mayor's Office. Just a couple highlights from the Fire Department side. We're on pace for a normal month of calls for service at 296. We did just shy of 512 hours of training last month. And our automatic aid and mutual aid calls are pretty much status quo, both ways. Just a couple things to update. We did donate the ambulance. That was finalized from last month. Loyola has taken delivery and all the paperwork is finished and finalized. They were very thankful and wanted to extend thanks to the board for the kind donation. So they'll be doing something with it in the near future, and I'll keep everybody in the loop. Once they tell us when that's going to be, I'll do a nice presentation of that donation for the paramedic program. Other than that, I have 2 items to report for residents in attendance and those watching on YouTube. Fire Department is conducting CPR classes. Our next class is going to be June 11th at 9 a.m. You could call the Fire Department at 708-343-6124 and ask for Chris Murphy, the administrative assistant, and she will sign you up. We are capping the class at 30, and we will be running these every other month. They are free to the residents. It is the Friends and Family CPR certification. If you have any questions, you can call the Fire Department. Again, the number is 708-343-6124. And one more announcement, we are still doing the smoke detector program. If anybody is interested in the Fire Department installing free smoke detectors in your home, we are still doing that with the 10-year battery. Just a reminder that the state law did change, and you are required now to have the 10-year battery smoke detectors in your home. We'll put some information out on social media about this again, and we'll keep blasting it out just to remind everybody. Again, if you have questions about that or want to set up an installation, call us, 708-343-6124. That's my report. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Chief. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions for Chief Martin?
No question.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
No questions.
Trustee Miller?
No.
I do. I have some things to say.
Yes.
So as it relates to the smoke detector program, how are we interacting with the multifamily units to get smoke detectors in apartments?
So those will fall under the same program with the single-family homes. So they would just have to call if a multifamily owner of the building wants to have those installed, or the persons that live there, whether it's a condo or they rent, they could just call the fire department and we'll work with them.
So can you connect with Commissioner Upshaw to get the listing of those property owners that own multifamily to make sure they have access to the information for
Absolutely,
those
but
tenants?
those will fall under, well, I'll talk with you about that and we'll make sure we get that all
Okay,
worked out.
that's all I have.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief.
You got it.
Thank you. Next, we'll have the Police Department, Chief
Thank you.
Thomas Mills.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Board of Trustees, Mr. Clerk,
Good evening.
residents, fellow officers. The April 2023 monthly report should be in your packages. Some of the highlights for the month of April, we had a 9.7% decrease in calls for service for the Broadview Police Department. as compared to a 2.5% increase for Broadview Maywood dispatch calls for service. So things are going good. Things to highlight, as I have mentioned in previous board meetings, is the weather's getting warmer. Our children are getting ready to be finished with school, so we'll have more people out. We are increasing our patrols on the weekends. We are having car caravans come through our village. The police department does have a plan in place. They've already had a couple of dry runs on it already and did very well, but we are well aware. So for the residents, if you should see like Broadview Village Square on Fridays and Saturdays at some point closed for a few minutes, that's because we have gotten intel that the cars could be coming through. So we'll shut it down for a few minutes. As soon as they pass through, we'll open it back up. Our dispatchers celebrated National Telecommunicators Week, April 10th through the 14th. We had a nice lunch, both Maywood and Broadview, and we gave them some nice little gifts. All of our dispatchers, both Maywood and Broadview, are in the process of taking online classes to be certified for their emergency medical dispatch. That's a course they must be certified in to provide service to the residents for emergency medical. And that works in conjunction with the fire department as well as Loyola Hospital, who oversees the emergency medical dispatch. As you all can see, we'll be swearing in 2 of our new officers to the village of Broadview this evening, and we have 1 other officer who just started the academy on May 1st. Other than that, that's all I have. Any questions?
Thank you, Chief. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions for the chief?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
No questions. I just would like to say you guys look really nice in your decorations
Thank
tonight.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. So I have a few things. Chief, I know we had sent the email to Trustee Miller for the meeting for the Fire and Police Committee meeting. So Trustee Miller, you have a date for us?
No.
Okay, so we waiting on that so that we can have a conversation as it relates to the Ike 911. So Trustee Miller is the chairwoman for Fire and Police. So as soon as she get the date, we'll make sure that the residents know so that we can have this conversation as it relates to our Ike 911 center. There's some changes that's taking place that we need to, effectively communicate that with you all. So as soon as we get the date, we'll put the information out, and Trustee Miller will host that meeting. The other thing as it relates to 4-way stop signs. So we have a lot of speeders in Broadview in the residential area. And so now we used to have just 2-way stop signs. Now we're creating 4-way stop signs throughout the entire community to make it safe for our children to cross, and so that we don't continue to have people running stop signs or just speeding through the community. And this give the police an opportunity. They would know if they ran a stop sign. That's just what they do. So just wanted to, alert the community that we do have 4-way stop signs throughout the village. And if you run a stop sign, it's a possibility you may get a citation. So just wanted to put that on the radar as well. So thank you, Chief Mills.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Public Works Department Director Matt Ames.
Good evening, Mayor, Board,
Good evening.
everyone. I believe our monthly report is on file with the clerk's office and the mayor's office. And for the most part, some highlights is that we will be starting our capital improvements within the next 45 days. And that's gonna encompass several projects: Roosevelt School, Beach Street, Village Hall, the streets identified for resurface this year in the Hollywood area, and 17th Avenue, the 2100 block. So that being said, Mayor, I will conclude my report and open myself up for any questions or comments.
Thank you, Director Ames. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions for Director Ames? Oh, look like she dropped the call. Trustee Senior?
You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
No questions.
Trustee Miller?
No.
So, Director Ames, I have one thing. Can you talk about the tree app that the residents will have access to know what type of trees are in they? You got disconnected, Trustee. Hold on a second.
Tree Keeper. So right now, we're concluding a village-wide survey of all the trees, the tree inventory, the canopies, and part of the survey, or part of the services that we're receiving from Davies Tree Service is access via an app that you can click into access and be able to pull up a specific location. For instance, if you live 2504 24th Avenue, pull it up and see specifically the species, any dispositions, whether or not it's slated to be removed or monitored or it's diseased, those detailed informations, and it'll also pull up photographs, real-time photographs. So it's called Tree Keepers, and for the most part, it's not going to be accessible until all of the summer information is concluded in this survey. So, but I'm looking forward to, if nothing else, you all having access to that, meaning the community. There's a lot of tree questions that come into the Public Works Department as it relates to trees.
We don't take public questions during the board meeting, so after the board meeting, we can address your concern or question, okay? Yep, the department heads will still be here at the end. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, Director Ames. That's it?
That's it.
All right, thank you. Mr. Clerk?
You gotta-
Trustee Abraham, do you have any questions? I'm sorry, I thought we already did that. Huh?
No, I do not. No question.
What you need, Trustee Armour?
Oh, what you just gave us. Any questions?
You already said that was.
The
Thank you.
The
Mr.
director
Clerk.
gave his report,
Yep.
so.
Mr. Clerk, next. Thank you, Trustee
Thank you.
Armour.
Next, we'll have the Administrative Department, Village Administrator Letisa Jones.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, and residents.
Good evening.
My report as well is on file at the clerk's office and also the mayor's office. Just a couple of key things. We started with our REP partnership of where we have online where residents can go online and answer questions. So I just want to give a couple highlights. 827 residents have viewed the website. From that page, we have 288% that were really the rate of them coming in, just looking at the questions and then getting the opportunity to answer questions. So 2 to 3 seconds, 2 to 3 minutes that they viewed it. Also, some of the top categories was Public Works at 35% of the votes that came in, Fire Safety, 20%, and also Building Services, 12%. So just so everybody knows, this particular platform allows the residents in order to reach out to ask us questions, and then where an employee, the department heads, or even the mayor can answer those questions for you. At that time, one of the top questions were, and it came from the building department, where it says, what is the latest economic development in the village, and what are the projects planned for this year? So I just want to thank the department heads, also thank the trustees and the mayor for giving us this opportunity, because it's opened up our community as far as giving the residents in our community a voice. So I do thank you for that. Also, I just want to highlight one of our summer workers. She graduated. She has her, and I'm going to say it, Charisma Robinson. Please stand up. So I just want to take this opportunity to say that I am very proud of Charisma. She started with us when she was in high school. And she volunteered for us, wasn't getting paid at all. And then where she just took the stand and she said she wanted to make sure that she is heard in her community, she took the leap of faith and she started working for us. And when I say it has been forthcoming of where she's moved forward, she went to school, she came back every summer. And I just want to publicly say that I am extremely proud of you for getting your BA in your sports management, and BS, I'm sorry. And I just congratulate you publicly, and I know that your future is ultimately bright. So thank you. Mayor, that concludes my comments.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions for Administrator Jones? Trustee Senior?
No questions.
We'll get-
Congratulations, Carissa.
We'll give trustee Malavia a minute. Trustee Shelby?
No questions. Great report, and congratulations, sweetheart. I wish you the best.
Thank you. Trustee Armour?
No questions. And congratulations, Charisma.
Trustee Miller?
I do have a question, hopefully, and this goes to everybody. If y'all know anyone that's recruiting a sports agent, so that we can get Charisma a little bit out of my pockets, that's a question. If y'all know someone, let me know. But otherwise, thank you, Administrator Jones, because I think you have been integral in making sure that Charisma stayed the course. And she did do a lot, like, she comes home over the summer, probably not as much this summer because of her internship, but she does come home, and the first thing she says is, I have to call Ms. Jones. I need to talk to Ms. Jones. Sometimes I think she talked to you more than she talked to me, and I'm cool with that, but I do appreciate the Village of Broadview, at least for putting that initiative together to help our kids that's in our community, and it started a while ago, and then the mayor just took it and made it what it should be, especially for our kids. So thank you, but congratulations, Charisma. I know that you're gonna be outstanding. I love you.
So I will say this about Charisma. Charisma has been with us for some time, and Ms. Jones is just that type of person that mentor young people into this. So I think Ms. Jones has been doing this work for over 20 years, seeing young people get to the finish line, and Charisma is our first that worked for us that graduated from college. So congratulations, Charisma. We are super proud of you. I know I am proud of you as you journey on into adult life. And only Godspeed, God blessings. Just be obedient to the calling and be open-minded with this. So the work that we do, it's not something new that we do as it relates to our young people, but I will say this, because as elected officials, we always get the pushback when we hire our own children. And sometimes I can see perception that don't look right because her mother is a trustee Judy Miller, and it don't look good. But when you know that these kids live in our community and they need an opportunity, it's my responsibility to look at that opportunity regardless if their parents are elected officials. They live here, and I'm gonna stand on that 1,000 times. Any kid that live here with any elected official that lives in the Village of Broadview, they have an opportunity here because they deserve that. Their parents chose public servant, not them. And it's our obligation and our responsibility to make sure that we pour into these young adults to give them an opportunity. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. And we're doing that. We're giving hand up to our children that live here in Broadview. So congratulations on your BS in sports management. And just do it. Just do it. It's all up to you now. You've been given all the tools and resources. So thank you, Ms. Jones.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you all. So before we go on, let me let the record reflect that Trustee Chamalave joined the meeting at 8 p.m. And next we'll have item 8, old business, which we have none. Moving to item 9, new business. A, the swearing in of probationary officer Edgar Walker as a police officer of the Village of Broadview Police Department. Proclamation, I'm sorry. Police Department, period. Mr. Walker, will you join me up front, please? Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I, Edgar Walker,
Having been appointed to the office
having been appointed to the office
of police officer in the Village of Broadview,
of police officer in the Village of Broadview,
County of Cook, State of Illinois,
County of Cook, State of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Broadview Police Department
of the Broadview Police Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Congratulations and welcome.
I need you to sign right here. And right here as well. I'll get you one of these as your copy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comment about Officer Walker?
No, welcome to our community and thank you.
Trustee Senior?
Congratulations and welcome.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Congratulations.
Trustee Shelby?
Congratulations and welcome to Broadview.
Trustee Armour?
Congratulations and welcome to Broadview.
And Trustee Miller?
So I'm gonna go a little bit deeper with my congratulations. It feels good to see us, and y'all know how proud I am to be African American. It feels good to see us being represented in public service as well as on the police department. I hope that you come and stay a very long time, and just make sure you make it home every day, but do a good job.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk?
Okay, next we'll have item B, the swearing in of probationary officer Juan Garcia as a police officer of the Village of Broadview Police Department. Will you join me up front? Raise your right hand, repeat after me.
I, Juan Garcia,
Having been appointed to the office of police officer
having been appointed to the office of police officer
in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois,
in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Broadview Police Department
of the Broadview Police Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome to Broadview. You're good. It's okay.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any any comments for Officer Garcia?
Yes, thank you, and welcome to our community.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
Thank you, and welcome to our community.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Welcome to our community, and I know it's your family. Les quería decir muchas felicidades y yo sé que están muy orgullosos por él. Mucho éxito.
Trustee Shelby?
Congratulations and welcome to our community.
Trustee Armour?
Welcome to the team, I have to say, because that's what we are. We are a family, and we are Broadview strong, and it's so nice to have you.
Thank you, Trustee Armour. Trustee Miller?
So I don't know Spanish, and hopefully I'll learn it soon, but to see young people deciding to come aboard feels good. So welcome. Stay a long time, like I told your previous counterpart. Stay a long time and just do a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. I will say this for Officer Walker and Officer Garcia. The only thing that I ask is that you make it home at the end of your shift. Work hard. We work hard in the village of Broadview. We have high expectations of excellence in our police department, well, through all out departments, but just make it home at the end because your family will be waiting for you when you leave your shift. So congratulations and welcome to our family. All right, Mr. Clerk.
All right, next we have item C, an ordinance amending various sections of the Title 8 of the Broadview Village Code of Ordinance related to public ways and administration in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
I second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Chalmalave. Madam President.
Thank you. So this was a section that was amended by Public Works. Director Ames, you want to come and tell us about the amendments?
Yeah, the amendments are basically updating some of the language. The attorney and the Public Works Department went through the ordinance that particularly affects us and governs our department line by line. And we found language up in there that said that permits should be issued by the village president, approved by the board, and some other things that in our operations today just doesn't make sense. And also, probably the most important thing is cost increases. So we had to take a look at the fact that we've got folks that are tapping into our water and sewer, and we wanted to make sure that we were comparable to non-home rule communities modeled like ourselves, and some other vital things that we've learned over the years of operations that should be included. So.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments about this amendment to this section?
No questions, I read through it already.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
No question.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Trustee Armour?
I have a question. We're such a small town. Why are we comparing ourselves to a home rule town? And that's one question. And then the second part of that is why are the fines so significant? I just don't understand why the fines are so much, and why are we comparing ourselves to a home rule?
Well, Trustee, if I misspoke, I wanted to indicate our comparisons are to non-home rule communities, if I misspoke. So our comparisons are with non-home rule communities. And there's actually no fines associated in our ordinances. What we addressed was fees. For instance, a company or development that wanted to tap into our water main distribution system or into our sewer mains, where when we looked at it, it was $60. And while that may have been proper in 1970, it definitely was not proper in 2024. So those are the comparisons to non-home rule communities that we took a look at.
And those fees are just that significant today for the non-home rule?
Yes, in all honesty, Trustee, if I could charge more, I would, because I think the impact is that much greater. But because we are non-home rule, isn't that right, Attorney?
Yes, and yeah, the village is non-home rule, so we're certainly limited in what we can charge. But these fees are, partially to not only reimburse the village for the cost of administrating these permits, but the village often has to engage its engineering company to review plans. It also often has to engage a third-party inspection service to review things. And so the village either has to absorb those costs or pass those costs, or require basically the person requesting the permit to pay for those costs. And it's not really fair to the residents to pass these very significant engineering costs onto the residents when the developer or a person that's actually wanting to tap into the sewer line or the water line or dig and do a underground boring, which has in many instances in the village of Broadview caused damage to the village's water service system. So this is to ensure that the village can continue operating its systems and that those costs are not passed on to the residents.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
That's it? Yep.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
So, kind of to piggyback, there is some language in here that says that there's fines associated. And one in particular says a $750 fine. I think it has something to do with, like, if you mark the address or something on basically public property, I guess. So there is some language in here that makes it fine related. Who's gonna issue those particular fines?
So once again, the fines are consistent with what the building department and its adjudication process does. So we're not code enforcers at Public Works. So to your point, if there's a violation of any section of that, the building department would have to get involved, if not the police.
And if I may, typically the building department is the one that goes and issues these citations. In addition to that, the fine is up to $750.
Great. I just was going back off of it saying that there wasn't any language that there was a fine, and there is language that there is, and you kind of agreed that there wasn't, but there is. So thanks for that. But I just wanted clarity on who would issue the fine, because I did see that the building department is kind of who is subheading most of it. I just didn't know if you had someone in Public Works that would be the person that would come back and issue the fine. So if it's going through the building department, that's fine. Thank you.
That's it, Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Okay, so for a point of clarity, so a lot of our ordinances is from 1987. This particular ordinance is from 1987, which is 36 years. So over the years, fees have increased for different things that takes place within the village. I have charged every department head to go through their section of the ordinance and the rules, which we are governed by our ordinances off the village code, to go through this so that we can clean up some of the language, if we need to correct pricing as it relates to how we look at managing the village's responsibility. And so this is the first ordinance. So the Board of Trustees, as we go through this process, you will be seeing from time to time from every department cleaning up the ordinances to make it in today's time and not from 1987 or 1969 or 84, it's like all over the board, and it's just so much language that's there with these village codes that we can't do it all at one time. So we just taking it like a quarter at a time, each department to go through their ordinances to make a recommendation to amend the language so that we could be in compliance for what's standard for today and not what's from 1987. So when you look at a fee of $60 and you're looking at the development that's taking place and we're looking at our engineering, this board do approve Hancock engineering fees, and when we look at that, that cost could be $176,000, and they tapping into our water main, which could cause some upflux of, maybe if they did something wrong, it could contaminate our water. So we need to make sure that they pull in the permits to protect our infrastructure. So from time to time, you're gonna get ordinances that's cleaning up languages and as we go through this process. So we'll get some from the police department, the fire department, in building and on the administrative side. So this is a process that we're all doing within the next 2 years. We should be able to get through the majority of some of that. And we have started some of the cleanup probably in 2018 with the building department. So now we just moving around, but every department head has been charged with cleaning up the language and being proactive in the language that we are govern ourselves, which is called our village code. So thank you, Director Ames. Mr.
Thank
Clerk,
you.
Can we get a roll call, please?
Roll call, Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustee Armour.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
And Madam President, this carries 6-0. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next, item 10, application for the authority to expend funds totaling $49,777 for Al Piemonte Ford Sales, Inc. for the Public Works Department. Motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Chamalave. Madam President?
So first, I want to make a point of clarity. It's not $49,777. The total amount is $53,999.26, Mr. Clerk. So that's the first correction, and this is for a vehicle in the Public Works Department. So, Mr. Ames, you want to tell us what you need?
Yeah, this is, Trustee Armour reminded me in our discussion this evening, this is the second truck that we discussed taking delivery of. It's been budgeted for, and because of the supply issue, what we did was we searched our local dealers, dealerships and their lots, and this truck is actually exactly spec'd out to what we wanted it to be. The fact that it is used, we provided a Carfax, 14,000 miles, and as I pointed out to Trustee Armour, our shop, mechanic shop, is set up to maintain the fleet of Ford 250s that we have, okay? So we're real consistent in trying to make sure that, one part should fit all, so to speak. But other than that, it's a truck that's being rotated into a fleet that has at least a couple that are in need of replacement. So,
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments for Director Ames?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalave? Trustee Shelby?
Yes, I have a question. How many miles did you say was on this truck?
14,000,
14,000,
yes,
3 years old.
3 years old.
Okay. Okay, so,
That's it? Thank you. Trustee Armour?
I have my questions answered already. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Trustee Miller?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave?
yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustee Armour?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And this carries 6-0. Thank you all. Next, item 11, Village Clerk Report. I'm going to take a real brief moment to, again, congratulate Charisma on her graduation. I've seen a lot of interns come through here, and I've watched a lot of you at that front window, and Charisma, nobody does it better than you. You handle that business up there, and I'm so proud of you. And I wish you Godspeed in your future endeavors. Thank you for being a part of Broadview. That concludes my report, Madam President. Next is item 12, Village President, Mayor Katrina Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk, and good evening, everyone. I want to address Ms. Hogan's public comment as it relates to the foxes. So we've been putting out messaging on social media. We've done robocalls about the foxes, and we can't control wildlife. So they are doing work at the Forest Preserve, and so when you disrupt the habitat, they come into the community. So we're not the only community that have these foxes running around. Eventually, they will go back to their natural habitat. The only thing we ask the residents to do is to secure the garbage cans, protect your small animals. The foxes are not harmful to you because they're scared of you. So I'm told, I'm scared of them. But we have been putting out messages, and the only thing that I would say is that if you're not on our robocall, you should get on the robocall so that you will know what that is. I'll get you some information so that we can get you connected to the robocall. We do email blasts, social media, and robocalls as it relates to things that come up in the community. And sometimes it's not always on the website, only because it's timely information that we're getting to give out to the residents. And so I would encourage you to do that. But we are doing our part as it relates to the wildlife. As it relates to private property, if they're on your property and you want to get a trap, we do offer free traps in Public Works, but we won't remove it. So, or you could call ABC Wildlife. That's who we partner with for wildlife, whether it's skunks, raccoons, foxes, coyotes. You could call the wildlife on private property. We won't come on private property, but throughout the community, we know it's a nuisance. And we've had several calls, but we've been doing the messaging around the foxes in the area. So it's not that we're ignoring it, we know about it. So thank you for your public comment. Now, a couple of highlights for, that I do want to address. First, I want to say this award is for the Village of Broadview. This is from Housing Forward. We received the Community Partner Award from Housing Forward this past weekend. I accepted this award on Saturday at the gala. And Housing Forward, you know, it's just amazing how sometimes we misinterpret what homelessness is. It's not the people that's living under the viaducts, it's them too, right? But it's also people that's being evicted or families that's living in their cars with their children. This housing project that's on 10th and Roosevelt is a supportive permanent housing for those families that's at risk of being homelessness. And so it'll be 2 units that's dedicated for the veterans. The other units is dedicated for those young people that's aging out of DCFS or families that's been impacted with homelessness. It's a permanent housing to help them get back on their feet and get acclimated back into society. Sometimes the misconception is when you talk about homeless that they're going to come and set up shop within your own community and they're going to be a nuisance to us. It's funny how we recognize homelessness, but we won't say that, you know, it's not my problem and we don't want it here. But this is not that type of housing. It's not like a mission where we have multiple units and it's transitional. Every night they have to come and stand in line. That's not it. This is a permanent solution to help end homelessness. And the reality of it is this is about humanity. If we say we love our neighbors, you love for yourself what you love for your neighbors. And we want to just keep families together and connected, especially those families that have children that's sleeping in their cars. This gives them an opportunity to put a roof over their head, get the children a education that we can afford to give them, and get them back on their feet where they can either one day become homeowners in the Village of Broadview. So this award, they awarded us with the Community Partnership Award this year. So we're very grateful and thankful for that recognition. Juneteenth. So Juneteenth is coming up, June 16th through the 18th. And we all know we have an issue with parking. And when I first got elected, the community said, why we can't have like music fest like the other communities do? Well, we celebrate Juneteenth. It's our music fest. It's a way of us honoring 1865. But the issue is we do have a parking issue. And so we have to make decisions whether we give elected officials parking space or we give the vendors parking space. So we're working out that issue so that those elected officials that desire to have a parking spot close to the venue, we also have vendors too that want to, they paying a fee to participate, whereas the elected officials, we live here. We can get to the venue, we can get there, and and we only have so much space. We also have an aging community. Where do our seniors park at if they want to drive? We have to have that consideration as well. So the committee, we met, I think, a week ago about the parking issues, and so we're going to be rolling out what our parking solution will be for the elected body. And that elected body is this board of trustee, the park district commissioners, the library trustees, and the school board members, because we're all partners in this collaboration that we do, but we want to be fair, and we want to honor the people that's actually paying to be a vendor in our community, to have them where they have access to their info, they could drop off their stuff, set up their tent, but they may have to park somewhere really far versus an elected official can park somewhere really far and get shuttled in to make it easy. So we still working on that. The elected officials will get one T-shirt, I believe it is, for the event, and that'll be the entire board. The entire boards, because there's multiple boards that's a part of this. Our next board meeting is going to be on June 20th. This is our official last meeting before we go into a summer schedule, so we'll get that information out. So June 20th will be our next board meeting. Speaker Welch is hosting an event on June 19th, so we'll get that information out through an email blast, social media, to highlight what he's doing on June 19th. I do want to thank our committee for the Juneteenth, which is Clerk McGreer, Lily, my assistant, Administrator Jones, Chief Mills, Acting Chief Martin, Dr. Jackson at Lindop District 92, Director Dawson at the Park District, and Director Bauer at the Park District at the library, and Maisha Owens, that they are the ones to put the program together. And this year is going to be really, really nice. How they plan with the music and all the activities. We're going to be highlighting 50 years of hip hop. And June is Black Music Month, so we're going to be going through the genre of the years for the music through the DJ and some of the acts that they have made the recommendation to. I did ask the board to approve for me to go to the U.S. Mayor Conference. I decided not to go to that conference, so I will not be utilizing the $2,900 that was approved for me to go to that conference. It's just, I'm only one person, so I decided not to attend that. We will be hosting a business meeting for the business partners that's on the Roosevelt Road corridor. Again, parking. And so if you look at the municipal lots, we have the paid parking lot, the paid parking for that. The purpose of us doing that is, again, the residents asked me to make Roosevelt look like Forest Park, LaGrange, and Oak Park. Well, if you go to Forest Park, LaGrange, and Oak Park, guess what they got?
Paid parking.
And so they got paid parking. And so we're going to have a meeting with those business owners that's on the Roosevelt corridor to kind of flush this out, because small businesses keep us sustained in Broadview, and we have to honor that they have employees and they need somewhere to park. So we're going to have a dialogue with them on what that looked like and how we all be good partners on the Roosevelt corridor with the parking. So our thought process is that, I know on 18th Street we made that a cul-de-sac, so that
It's not finished yet, is it?
so that those cars cannot go into the community for parking. And so we want to protect the integrity of our residents versus visitors coming and parking on the street, going down to get chicken wings or whatever they're going to buy. The other issue that the business stakeholders have to consider is, these are your patrons, and you're asking us to keep the corridor clean. This allows us to hold them accountable as well. So this is a conversation that we're going to have. Yesterday, I'm driving down Roosevelt Road, and I'm seeing all of this debris and trash right over by that section of area, which is, they want us to play a role, but they have to play a role too. So we're going to have a conversation with them on what that looks like, how we partner, and how we make our community, continue to be vibrant, clean, and what the expectations are. But the parking meters is specifically to keep that traffic flowing. If you're going to order food, you order the food, you should be able to leave, not set up shop and be there a long period of time. So the flux of traffic should always be constantly moving. Chief Mills will be hiring for a CSO officer, that's a community service officer, so that we can keep track of who's violating the meters and all of that stuff, so that we can enforce on what the rules and expectations are. This year, with those parking meters, this allows us to capture data on like how many cars are utilizing a lot, you know, and keep that. Next year, I'm sure they're gonna be putting some things in place, but next year we'll have more data to be able to report on like the uses of the parking lots, the uses of the parking meters, and what that all look like. We're not trying to make money off of people. We're just trying to keep our community clean, safe, and keep everybody accountable to what our expectations are to be in the village of Broadview. Because when you go to Forest Park, Oak Park, or LaGrange, they have expectations too. And we demand that same respect in the village of Broadview when we have visitors coming to patronize our business. So we just want to get on one accord with our business stakeholders early so that we can have a dialogue and so that they can have input on what that look like and what that means for their respective business as well. Let's see. That's all that I have, so I will see you all on June, I will see you all at all of the events that's getting ready to take place. I'll make sure those that's in the audience, if you don't have the card, to get on our robocalls and email blasts so that you can stay connected to the community. But we are also on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and I think YouTube. So with that being said, I will call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Miller, seconded by trustee Armour to adjourn tonight's meeting. Roll call, trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustee Armour.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
And we are hereby adjourned at 8:38 p.m. Everyone have a great evening. Thank you for coming.